Hello everyone, you're here with H. And here in the UK, it's extremely hot right now. Some might call it summer. And this guy is in love with a ray of sunshine, and when you put that together, you get Sommer Ray.
Oh my god! Wow!
Almost as laughable as your relationship, huh? Let's just get into it, man.
This man wants to know the truth about his internet girlfriend.
Barry.
She's a lot younger than me.
Oh, is it?
She preferred an older man. She shares and supports my dream of doing music.
Barry was a minister for years.
Just stop right there, alright? First of all, why'd his voice turn into some scary robotic BS there? It sounds like Ultron, if you know Ultron from Marvel. Scary. AI. I mean, if AI ends up being like Barry in this case, who I can only presume is going to become an absolute scumbag in this episode. I'm just going to Google Sommer Ray's age and no internet service provider. It's not weird. Just need to, 27? My goodness. She is of similar age to me. That's interesting. That doesn't reveal my age, just in case anyone's wondering. It just means she is similar. Vicinity and stuff. But you, Mr. Barry, are not in the vicinity, okay? We're taking Summer. You are on the sun, quite literally. That's the type of vicinity we're talking about in terms of age difference. Anyway.
Connected with Grace even more when he found out she was religious too.
Says she's a strong believer in God, and so, we have that in common.
That must mean I'm gonna throw all sorts of morality out of the window. And me being the age I am, which I don't know what the age is yet, but I guarantee you, you're not in your 20s. Sure, because we both believe in God, we are now, it's destined. We must be together. Shut up, Barry. Shut up.
She was gorgeous, compassionate, and supportive, but there was just one problem. Grace claims she is stuck in Afghanistan, and Barry is the only one that can help her.
Obviously, she hasn't come home. She always says she wants to. She can't wait to be here. That was almost 5 years ago now.
Oh, I don't know Sommer Ray's backstory. To be honest, I don't really know who she is. But I've heard of her, and I've obviously seen her on, red carpets and stuff. Anyone want to, give me any sort of backstory? Has she ever stepped foot in Afghanistan? Someone let me know.
Grace would promise to take care of Barry's every need.
She had a friend of hers send me almost $9,000 for me. So she's really sweet and thoughtful.
Is Grace really the woman of Barry's dreams? No. Or just another romance scammer taking his compassion for weakness?
That time I sent her 20.
I love how we're describing it as compassion, by the way. Huh? He's about to say right now he's sent 20, however much, to her. I wouldn't call that compassion. I'd call that stupidity. And I'd also call a much older man going for a much younger woman delusional, for one, but also a bit sledatory, huh? So I wouldn't call it compassion. Or whatever floats your boat, catfish.
$500.
Okay,
I actually had to hawk all of my jewelry. It's not been easy. If it's not real, I don't want to go on living in a fantasy world.
So how much money have you...
I'm sorry, but that hat is horrendous. If we're being entirely honest, that is a horrendous hat. It looks like it's been made out of Play-Doh, and you've just slapped it on your head, Drew. Usually you got some style about you. You got some class about you. Yeah, funny, haha. The boy sitting in the chair with a creased pajama top is talking about style. Well, come on. You can't say this isn't a style. I wish more creators would film in their pajamas instead of, becoming a fashion show nowadays. That's not real, is it? But that hat is that hat is disgusting. Just my opinion. If you like it, you like it. It looks, this freeze frame right here, it looks like, the bill of the hat is like the smallest thing ever. And it's just squished together. I'm not a fan.
Well, how much money have you lost to a online relationship?
Great music though.
It's got to be somewhere between 250,000 and 300,000.
This is probably one of the craziest crypto research cases I've ever done.
I don't even know what that is.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your engagement with our videos help us reach new audiences and can potentially stop other people from being
What's going
scammed.
on here?
So I just
Oh,
got
you already
this new
are.
case.
But you already are. You can't just move on so swiftly. You gotta allow me the chance to say it, god damn it. Gosh. The previous one that I've uploaded on Wednesday was... Oh, I forgot to apparently say it in that, so... My bad. I've said it here now. Let's analyze the footwear game here. Drew, he might be rocking some Chicago ones. Bree is not rocking any sort of Chicago ones. Brutus, I don't know what's going on. He's got one yellow... Yes, it is yellow, actually. I was going to say one white lace. They might as well be brown. You've solidified mud as laces. And then black laces... I think the guy, Sheridan here, it looks Jordan 3-esque, kind of. But I don't think they are. Was there any relevance? No, but you cannot say that you didn't learn something about shoes just now. So technically, education.
I'm sorry. I can't handle this.
By the way, to anyone watching this whose name is Barry, no disrespect at all, but I find the name Barry just so amusing to say. Barry. Barry. I'm childish. Yeah, the bus gets it too. Barry the bus. Literally no relevance.
And it's from a man named Barry. He says, "Dear Catfish team, I appreciate your sincerity and compassion for people being taken advantage of. I was divorced in 2019 after 52 years of marriage. At 76, I find the online dating world overwhelming and fallen victim to
he's
multiple
76.
romance scams over the past 5 years."
By the way, 76, thinking that 27-year-old Sommer Ray wants anything to do with him. Just great one, Barry.
"I'm currently in communication with 3 women, each claiming to be someone they are not, and I've lost significant amounts of money to all of them. These scams have driven me to bankruptcy and my credit score has plummeted.
Let's, first of all, calm down here, Drew. I'm currently in communication with 3 women, each claiming to be someone they're not. The window's open, so if you can hear background noise, someone started laughing. I haven't made a punchline yet. Thank you very much. And now the alarms are going off. Gosh, come arrest me for the massacre of jokes that... I want to just understand that if you're typing out these people are claiming to be someone that they're not, what are you doing sending money? Do you know what I mean? You've quite literally... You've well and truly, you've typed this out and outed yourself as being a fool. Do you know what I mean? And also, these scams have driven me to bankruptcy and my credit score has plummeted. Let me tell you something, Mr. Barry. If you are genuinely speaking to someone and romantically you want to be involved with them. You're sending money because, sure, that's what you do, apparently. How, yeah, look, how in God's name, huh, Barry? How in God's name have you descended to the point where you're on the verge of bankruptcy? Before you're even bankrupt, you're on the verge of it. Are you not thinking, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? No, that doesn't, ring any bells. Hey, I'm gonna lose everything right now. Perhaps I should stop sending money. Sure. Exactly. It doesn't make sense. That's the noise I assume is going on in your head, Barry. F off.
Assistance you can provide would mean the world to me. Thank you, Barry.
Thanks for... Sorry, but thanks for zooming in to thank you, Barry. Because I wouldn't believe, if you didn't show me this, I wouldn't believe it's come from Barry. So thanks, guys. It's just weird. Oh.
My name's Barry. I'm 76. Currently, I'm a security supervisor at a luxury high-rise here in Houston. I'm also a singer. I do some country, pop, jazz, soul. I sing at restaurants or a pub or,
I'd love to hear you
a
sing.
nightclub. If I would sing at church, my grandma would give me a silver dollar. That was back when they were real silver dollars, Beginning in my teens as a professional singer, doing concerts and traveling across.
This is off topic, right? But seeing pictures like this from back in the day, they just interest me so much. I don't know why. I mean, it's a different time completely, of course. But it's just interesting to me to look at, like, the hairstyles, for example. If someone's rocking a hairstyle like this nowadays, I'm giving like a double take. Like, goodness, you stepped out of Marty McFly's car or something? It's just interesting. It's kind of cool. Do you think I would suit that tux right there? That white blazer? Do you think I would suit that, guys? Drop it in the comments. Timestamp. Do you think I'd look good like that with my hair looking like that as well? Oh, we'll never know.
Country. Right now I'm doing security, but I hope to get back to singing. My ex-wife, we met, we were both 19 years old. We got married within about 5 months. I mean, when we got married, we were, madly in love. And she had been a model, so she was a very pretty lady. She's very talented, very smart. We were both...
I hope to God that you are not 19 in this picture. Because if you're 19 in this picture, then I'm 53 years old. You're taking the piss if you're 19 in this picture. I don't think you are, but I hope you're not, because that's crazy. And the collar is huge. I don't have a joke for that.
We were both musicians and singers. She played the piano and sang, and I sang. So we did a lot of concerts together. We traveled all over America.
Nice.
It was a lot of good times. I had 2 really, really fine sons. There's a lot to be thankful for.
Okay.
I got divorced in 2019. We really never argued. There was no infidelity on either of our parts. We just kind of grew apart, began to have different interests. For the last several years, we slept in different bedrooms and just more like we're housemates rather than there being any romantic spark left. I was kind of shocked. I mean, I was sitting on the couch one day and she says, by the way, I hired a lawyer and filed for divorce. I didn't see it coming, Never said, hey, we're having problems, let's get some counseling or nothing. It was just really abrupt. We just kind of drifted apart, but it lasted for 52 years. So that's almost a lifetime.
After spending over a half a century at his wife's side.
Hold on. Let me address this. Understandable. I guess the love just dwindled. I don't know, is it rare that someone of that age would divorce, I feel like it's quite rare. But I don't know. Like, we usually see on this show victims who are in a marriage who obviously neither of them give a shit about each other, but they're still together and they cite time. You know, we've been together so long, so we have to stay together. Or the comfortability of being together, especially at that age. You don't want to be alone. Well, it's quite interesting that she would divorce. Obviously, that means she's fed up of something that you're doing. It doesn't just happen abruptly. Now, on this show, we are very used to seeing the victims come on here and absolve themselves of any responsibility in whatever they've done. I've got nothing to do with it. I did nothing. Nothing at all. So I'm reluctant to believe that it just came out of nowhere. Like she's Randy Orton. She gave you an RKO with the divorce papers. That's what you're telling me. I feel like, first of all, you said you were sleeping in different bedrooms. Now, some relationships, you know, the couple do that. Do you know what I mean? I've seen it on Twitter, people talking about they sleep in different bedrooms for various reasons. Maybe someone kicks too much in their sleep. Maybe someone snores too much or whatever. But I feel like you would have mentioned that. And, well, you would have mentioned that. And so basically,
Stop it. Get some help.
there must be a reason you're sleeping in different bedrooms. It's not exactly abruptly, is it? But okay.
Barry fell on hard times trying to adjust to being on his own again.
Kind of put me into a bad situation because I just got up and moved out and left. And I only took my clothes with me. I had a house that was paid for, you know, cars that were paid for, everything, you know, was paid for in full.
Is he moving somewhere right now? Because if you look in the background, there's like boxes and shit just all over the place. Either you've just moved in here or you're moving somewhere else. Maybe to a smaller home because you're bankrupt. I don't know. But once again, I must reiterate, by the way, let's not gloss over the fact that even before you reach the actual stage of bankruptcy, I beg everyone, consider your finances before sending anyone money. And especially if you're even on the verge of bankruptcy, you're standing on the cliff's edge of bankruptcy. Look out into the sea of delusion and realize one more step, you're tumbling straight down into that delusion. Well, I mean, you're very much too far into the delusion, but you get my point. Stop it.
I walked away and left her with all of it. So for the first few months, I didn't even have a place to live. I kind of stayed here and there with different friends and stuff, but you can't do that too long.
After having to start his life all over again, Barry had decided to give dating another chance. This time he would try looking for love online.
Would like to find a relationship, but it's difficult because I work so much. I'm under contract, and part of the contract is I can't date anybody at my job. I work so much, I don't meet anybody anywhere else other than on the internet.
Whoa. I sell? Who's I sell, bro? If anyone doesn't know, I sell is like a typical Turkish name. I don't know, it's just interesting that I saw that. I sell. 53 kilometers away. Hello? I sell, is that you? What do you mean you're 25? Yeah, I don't know where I was heading with that, to be honest.
Didn't ask.
The unscripted nature of these commentaries for you, huh? Sometimes I start a joke. Genuinely, I don't know where it's going to end up. Just saying.
Internet. Started talking with different people, you know, online and stuff.
Okay, first of all, I know this is just stock footage, but we've kind of done him dirty by having the stock footage, you know, swiping through women 18 to like 25 years old. I'm just saying it looks quite bad on him. Editing H here. Look at Spider-Man, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He cannot save you in this situation, Barry. I love the fact that Recording H decided to say, oh, it's making him look bad. As if he's not actually doing that. Anyway. Okay, back to the video.
I had no idea what I was getting into. I had not dated in...
Which it is bad on him because he did end up falling for someone who's supposedly 27 anyway. So, just saying. Editing H here once again. I know I've basically said the same thing twice, both Editing H and Recording H, but I forgot that when I was recording, I actually said it anyway. So, I'm now leaving this in the edit just to show everyone my memory's actually pants, bro. Like, when they talk about goldfish having poor memory, they're talking about me. I'm the goldfish, all right? It's not even good gold. It's like spray paint you get from, like, B&Q. Shout out to anyone, you know, the UK heads anyway, who know B&Q. Unless you have B&Q in your area, every single time I'm recording, no matter who is recording, Editing H, Recording H, there are noises out there. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Very professional on this channel.
Or talked with women for many, many years. So there was no internet the last time I was dating. And it's a whole new crazy world. Somebody sent me a picture. I thought it was really them, you know. It's really confusing to deal with all of that. Like walking through a minefield trying to find somebody on the internet.
Barry was new to online dating, and he wasn't aware of all the dangers that came along with it.
How old is this picture? Unless you've dyed your goatee, how old is this picture? It's definitely not you right now, is it?
He was about to get a devastating crash course.
I've had ladies that I met that lived here in Houston. You know, ask them, hey, let's get together, or let's go on a date, or let's meet at a restaurant, and they'll say, well, can you send me $50 for gas? I did that a couple of times and they didn't show up. So
I mean, even that small taste of a scam, you thought, whatever. Let's head towards the 300,000 range. That'll be more like it.
Barry was clearly unprepared to navigate online dating and was about to make a mistake that would cost him for years to come.
She said her name was Abigail Leslie. She started telling me that she was the head of a nonprofit organization, that it was called Abigail's Foundation, and they were building a school over in Ghana, Africa. She wanted to know if I could help her and the school. She wanted me to get stuff for the school, laptops and all this different stuff.
How have we descended into this? Like, what's going on here? Like, I get it. I'm doing a great thing. Help me out if you also want to be a part of a great thing. But, I'm sorry, especially online dating. You cannot tell me to do anything money-wise for you. Because you've lost your damn mind. Get a grip of yourself. So anyone out there, even if you get, you know, prodded with the manipulation stick with a charity or something, you go and donate to some actual charities, or you Google Abigail's Foundation and see if Abigail here really has a foundation of truth that we can build upon.
She told me that we're going to reimburse you.
What? That's
and
not how.
Besides reimbursing you for everything,
Charities work?
we're going to give you, some extra money for your career, and for your ministry and what you're doing. Because I was mostly doing gospel still at that time. I started buying this stuff and shipping it to them. Like, I would buy stuff, they would pay the credit card off. So the credit card was clear, then I could buy more stuff. They did this several times. And every time they cleared it until the last time.
Bro,
And
sometimes his voice goes hella deep. Sounds like an engine. What's going on, Barry? Want to calm down here? You saw a picture of a MasterCard and you got a bit too excited there, Barry. You want to calm down, please?
reversed all their payments. But the pictures that she gave me were Tiffany Basto. It turns out that she was like a Playboy model. I lost over 200,000 on that. That was my first experience with someone online on the internet.
And it wasn't enough for you, was it? There must be more out there. I need more. How could you betray me, Abigail? If I spunked away $200,000 on someone who's not real, if you dare tell me that I would type, "How dare you betray me," and I have the strength to even add an emoji, slap me, please. I don't know how you would slap me, but find me and slap me. Don't actually find me. I'll call the police. Just watch out, you know? Get a grip of yourself. But also, how did he find out that she was using pictures of a Playboy model? Did you find out yourself? Did you did research? Because if you did research, why are we here? Why didn't you just do research more for Sommer Ray? Just doesn't make sense, but...
Undeterred by his costly experience with Abigail, Barry would continue to search out true love online.
I tried a couple of dating sites like Match.com. I met the person I'm talking to now on Facebook. Her name is Grace. I really only saw a couple of different pictures of her. She has brown eyes, long brown hair, about 5'4", 125 pounds, slender, muscular built. She was living at the time in Salem, Oregon. I did talk to her on the phone, heard her voice, and we were just chatting. I always enjoy talking to her. And
first of all, Sommer Ray, you kind of got my eyebrows there. You see that? Yeah, you can't say I'm not fashionable now, everyone. Yeah. When you say you talked on the phone, should I presume that a woman is involved here? I'm not sure. I'm not sure the regular, degular, schmegular scammers that we come across on this show can realistically pull off a woman's voice. But if that's the case, that scammer needs to be a voice actor and they need to give up scamming. But why would you actually, when you can probably make so much more money? That's not me glorifying this, by the way, FBI watching this. I see you. I see you on the laptop camera as well. Watching me when I'm doing thing. Anyway.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Get a grip of yourself, Barry.
I guess it's how she makes me feel, I guess, you know. She seems to be real even-tempered. She doesn't get, you know, angry or upset about things.
Trying to get the mood
Says
on.
she's a strong believer in God, and, you know, we have that in common. She's a lot younger than me.
Anything else
She's
in common?
about 28 years old now. I told her several times, hey, I'm too old for you.
I love it when the victims say one thing and proceed to do it. If you've ever watched Chris Hansen's show, because I can't say, To Catch a Sledditor, right? When they say BS, you know, BS excuses, and in the text messages, for example, they say, "Oh, I'm too old for you. We might get in trouble." and they persist, and they're still there. You can't say one thing and still be here, Barry. Not making any sense. You know, I was going to say it would make sense for the scammers to adopt elderly women as the scam. But you can't pull in guys like Barry with an elderly woman, can you? It's just concerning, Barry. Really is. Don't try and paint yourself here in a good light. She divorced me out of nowhere. I'm too old for you, Grace. But by the grace of God, we shall be together.
She said that her parents were killed in an automobile accident.
What?
She was raised by her grandma. She said her grandma told her she would be much better off if she got an older man rather than a younger man.
I don't think
I
she
guess
said
the,
that.
the combination between me looking and acting younger, she said it didn't bother her, that she preferred an older man.
So when you say Barry looks younger, what age are we talking about here? How much younger? How does he act younger?
Just about every night when I get off work,
Sweet
usually as soon
nothings.
as I get in the apartment, I've got a text from her. You know, she's just always really sweet, wants to know how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, how my health is, and tells me how much she misses me. And we have some pet names for each other. It's mostly just normal things like honey or hun. Every night when Grace and I talk, we never close out a conversation without her saying, "I love you." She just seems like overall she's a good person, and she shares and supports my dream of doing music. And so I want to support her dreams, and we both have talked about doing different type of missionary work, going to poverty-stricken areas and countries and places that need help.
Here's a suggestion. How about instead of talking about it with someone who's about 60 years younger than you, you actually go and do said missionary work? And here's a suggestion for you also. When you're doing said missionary work, oh my gosh, you might meet someone who is obviously passionate about the same thing, and you hit it off. Wow, that's crazy, isn't it? Isn't it, Barry? That might burst some bubbles out there, but you can do that. You can do things you enjoy, and you might meet similar people who enjoy what you enjoy, and you strike it off realistically. Crazy, right? Also, let's address the obvious elephant in the room here. You're not exactly in the league of Grace. Now, I understand confidence, and I understand, the macho, yeah, I got a younger woman chasing after me, lads. But get a grip of yourself. Please. Dare I use the Jessie J example again? But if Jessie J was to message me, single, right? Because I think she's married. But if she was single, etc., she messaged me, I'm thinking, what are you on about, Jessie? You're on drugs right now. You must be.
Grace, when I met her, was finishing her medical degree. Shortly after we started talking, she went to Afghanistan. They wanted her to go to Afghanistan as part of like an internship program, I think. She's not military at all, but she was working with the military. After she first went to Afghanistan, there were a couple of times that her grandma sent me a money order because her grandma didn't know how to do Bitcoin. And so she would send me a money order, and then I would cash it and send it in the form of Bitcoin to Grace. The first time she asked me for money, she asked me for $100. I asked her why she needed $100. She said, I just want to see if you're committed to me.
First of all, it's YOU''RE. Just saying, Grace. You might want to learn how to spell. But I know that's probably not Grace, and that's probably the actual Catfish team, so I'm just pointing that out. If you saw something on the screen right there, I apologize. But if you didn't, forgive me. I don't know what happened with OBS right there. Someone explain to me why anyone thinks that the person that they're romantically involved with, they think it's a great idea to test your love with money. I want to see if you're committed. Send me money, please. Run away if that happens to anyone of you watching this. Close the laptop screen. Turn off your phone. Throw it in the sea of delusion. Let the crabs down there consume it. Eat it up, right? Make a shell out of the phone as well. And I know crabs don't create shells, but get a grip. I should. Run away.
Willing to do that. I said, okay.
Man said just
Then
okay.
she didn't ask me for any more money for several months. The reasons that she gave
How
me
long is
for
his internship?
needing money, she needed her internet connection, her phone bill, the various basic bills that she has to cover herself.
First of all, does the military offer internships? I forgot to ask that. I don't think so. I might be wrong though. I know in the UK you can join the military, of course, on some like apprenticeship, or I might be making that up. So forget what I just said. But let me know. The US, it's not even the US. It must be the US military, right? I don't think she joined the Afghanistani or the Afghan military. Or I could be wrong again. Maybe she did. But are there internships? Let me know in the comments. Second of all, even if there was, surely, if you can hear the birds chirping, they're losing their shit at what's going on right now. They're asking the same questions as me. And that means, wouldn't the military cover phone costs, internet costs? Like, surely you don't join on an internship. They chuck you into the middle of bloody the desert or some shit. And fend for yourself, mate. Do what you want. But okay, once again.
And then airfare, she said she didn't have a way to get home, and she needed help for airfare, and that's when I started sending her money. She's been trying to get home December of 2019. She was only supposed to be there a few months and come home. Another time, she said several of us are getting together to pool our money to charter a plane. And
by the way, not only do the military not offer you phone costs, they don't even pay for your flight back home. You are stranded. Don't join the military.
that time I sent her like $2,500. I actually had to hawk all of my jewelry. I had some rings and I had a nice pendant, and it was all gold. So I hawked all of that to get the $2,500 to send her.
Like, I get these people think that this is love, this is romantic. They think we're in some kind of Hallmark movie. But it just isn't realistic though, is it? When you met your wife, when you got married, did you ever pawn any of your jewelry to give her money? I don't think so. So I'm a bit confused on why you would do that for someone you've never met. All right, though.
It's not been easy. In security, I don't make a lot of money. I mean, there have been times when I just didn't have any money.
Should I feel sorry for someone who recognizes the fact that they don't have any money and still proceeds to send money? Should I feel sorry? Is it my fault, guys? Is it? Bit sledatory as well, by the way. Just pointing that out there. Also, I mentioned it in a video about Iris and Mohammed. If you haven't watched that, I'll put it up there. Camby and Granny vibes we're getting from that one, if you know what I'm talking about there as well. But in that episode, I think it was that episode, I asked the question, is it selfish of someone much older to pursue a relationship with someone much younger? Is it selfish of them? Because the way I see it, you are kind of stripping their youth away from them. You're obviously not going to be able to do the same things as someone their age would be able to do. It's just nature, right? And if you are, great. You've taken care of yourself very well. Kudos. But for the most part, you're just not going to have the same energy, right? Let me know in the comments. Is that selfish? I'd love to know your thoughts.
You know, it just adds up after a while. Even
Yeah,
sometimes when I've gotten kind of upset and told her I was upset, you know, she doesn't get angry, or she just stays calm and she says, "Oh, you know, I'm sorry, honey. I'm really trying here to, you know, to do my best." There've been times when I've just told her, "Hey, I just don't have any money right now." She always just says, "Hi, I understand." You know, she doesn't get upset or anything. She doesn't say she's going to pay me back. She just says, you know, that we're going to have a good life together, that we're going to buy a home, that she asked me what kind of car I would like to have. She wants to buy me a car. And
What?
things like that. I had an accident this past February. I always rode my bike to work. It was like 10 miles each way, and it was raining. Houston has a lot of potholes in the streets. And I hit that pothole, and it was a deep pothole, and it just threw my bike. I crashed, and I broke my shoulder and arm. Ended up having surgery. I was off work for a month. She had a friend of hers send me almost $9,000 for me. So she's really sweet and thoughtful. I haven't been able to talk with her on the phone since she's been.
First of all, when you look, I mean, if someone wants to send me $9,000, I'd gladly accept it, right? But when your partner's friend randomly wants to send you that much money after your surgery, surely you're asking questions like, why? I broke my shoulder. I'm not like dying here. I don't need money. Well, you might need money, but I don't need that much money for anything, realistically. Unless medical bills are fisting you guys in America, which I presume they are, then I take it back. Take the 9,000. But in this case, you know, you're being laundered with.
In Afghanistan. She tells me that she can't do that over there, that they have strict rules and all this. I don't know.
Barry began to have doubts about Grace when she failed to catch her flight to come.
How can you not know? Huh? You're chatting so much bullshit there that, oh my goodness, some gas has left my body. If you know what I'm talking about. Will not get explicit. After everything I say, I will not say that I've passed wind, apparently. I love how there's like a sunset vibe going on here. I wish that was the case and this story was coming to a close. But it just isn't. How do you not know anything about your military at your age? Like, I get it, you don't need to know it like the back of your hand. But why is she not allowed to make phone calls? Is she on a secret mission? Is that the vibes we're on here? The secret mission vibes?
Back to the United States. Time after time after time.
Obviously, she hasn't come home. She always says she wants to. She can't wait to be here. And that was almost 5 years ago now.
Sorry?
Do I want it to be real? Yes, I do. I would just love for her to be here with me and for everything we've talked about to be happening.
Shut your mouth. Shut up. 5 years ago. So 5 years later, you still have not met this person and you still think this is real. No one is that busy. How long's this internship, bro? I asked her, is it 5 years? Is it a 10-year internship? I think if you're at an internship for 10 years, you are very much being taken advantage of and you should call authorities just extremely fast. Get HR involved. I do not understand what I've just heard. That might be one of the most ridiculous things I've heard on this show. And that would be a lie, because I've heard many, but that is one of them. 5 years. Also, you divorced in 2019. So when the hell did you meet? I can't remember if you met her like a couple months later or something. You rebounded very quickly, Barry. Very nefarious means, I think you are cooking up here. Allegedly. But what's not allegedly is that you genuinely want to be with like a 28-year-old. Nothing sledatory about that. Not at all. If someone you're talking to hasn't met up with you in 5 years, I'm sorry, but you are a gigantic fool.
The relationship with Grace means a lot to me, but it's just the question of, is it real? If it's not real, I don't want to go on living in a fantasy world,
You've been living in this fantasy world for 5 years, bro. You're well and truly stuck there with Alice in the rabbit hole. You need to get a grip.
I feel like I'm kind of hanging in limbo here,
You've been in limbo for 5
As
years.
near as I can figure, it's somewhere around $25,000 or $30,000. Oh,
Yeah, but also the 200,000 from before. So you just haven't learnt your lesson. So that's interesting. But apparently you coming on this show is going to somehow magically solve all your problems and you won't ever be scammed again. Yeah, I believe that. You know this limbo that you're talking about? You know the actual game? You bend backwards and you go under the bar. The bar is in hell right now. The bar is in hell. The devil is doing chin-ups on this bar, doing sit-ups on this bar. How do you do sit-ups on a bar? I don't even understand. I don't care, though. We've well and truly broke our back in this limbo game because you've bent so far backwards to send money to someone you've not met in 5 years that you are licking your own asshole.
for 5 years, yeah. I've tried on my own. I even hired this one guy. He said he could find out, I paid him and he didn't
How much do we want to bet this private investigator is also a scammer?
find out anything. Because of you guys' reputation and all the videos that I've watched of you guys online, and you seem to have an ability to get to the truth. Really, out of desperation, I've reached out to you guys and said, please help me.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You've reached out to them and called them desperation tactic, basically. Wow, Catfish is like bottom of the barrel for you, Barry, huh? Bottom barrel Barry. The worst superhero ever.
Okay, Seekers, you know we had to get to the bottom of this. Our search team sat down to gather the evidence. We wanted to see if we could find out whether
funny,
Grace is
Brutus?
really a great girlfriend or just a...
Yo, he's got such a smug look about him, huh? This Sheridan character. Look at that face. You genuinely look like in those stereotypical American high school movies, right? You know, the bullies. You look like just a bully here. Not saying you are, of course, but you just... That smirk. It's funny, huh? I think it's clear I like Brutus a lot more than Sheridan, but...
girlfriend or just a great liar. We have images of Grace, Cash App and Bitcoin transactions, a crypto wallet, Grace's passport,
Oh, that's
Grace's email.
Wow, don't you love it when your passport picture, your hair, just goes past the border of the frame? Incredible Photoshop job there.
Grace's email, her address, her phone number. Before Grace, he sent $200,000 to the first person that he was speaking to.
Bothered.
Why, after you've gone through 4 other relationships that were scams, why does he
4?
think that this is the real deal?
Where was the 4th and the 3rd and the 2nd? I'm a bit confused there. But I would love them to ask these kind of questions to the victim, right? I think there was a recent episode where Bree, I think it was the David one, where Bree was like, oh, how's he done this, etc. But realistically, you should be saying that to their face, to them on a call, instead of, off camera, essentially, not to them, because that's the only way they'll learn. Is too much babying. Like, I'm going to be on edge, right, of how they speak to him on the call, because that kind of question there, I think would be worth asking Barry, just straight on. And also, he's a bit of a sleditor, allegedly. Just saying.
And something you mentioned from his first initial email is that he just can't say no to these women.
That's
so
weird.
I'm almost feeling like this is an addiction.
Also, I think we should keep in mind he was married from when he was 20 years old. I don't feel like he's had an opportunity to experience other relationships. And so now he's falling into these scams because he doesn't really understand how to operate the relationship world.
I think he mentioned all.
Editing H here. Bree, I think I'll mention Sheridan's giving him a bit too much leeway, I guess is the right word to use. Like, yes, he was married for a long time and, out of the dating game and stuff. But just because that's the case, it doesn't mean he's forgotten that someone of his age should realistically be going for someone of a similar age. Like, let's get a grip here. You don't forget how to be a human being with some morals. Just saying. Allegedly. Remember, guys, it's the most powerful word out there. Allegedly.
And also feeling sad and being lonely after his divorce with his wife.
I mean, how do we help him?
We need to share with him red flags of online dating. One of the main concerns I have for Barry is that he had been sending and receiving money from people he doesn't know. And that could potentially put him at risk of getting in trouble with the law. Not to mention the fact that he's in the middle of filing for bankruptcy and he's still giving money.
Wow.
How can we figure out if this person is who they claim to be?
Says she's in Afghanistan and she's stuck there, so we send an IP tracker and, we can find out pretty quick if that's a lie.
But I think what's really important is we get to the passport, because to him that added some sense of verification of who Grace says she was.
And he was sending crypto for 4 years, so we can look into the crypto and follow that and see where it's going.
Now that our search team had come up with a game plan, it was time to sit down with Brienne to look further into this elaborate crypto wallet Barry was sending and receiving money from.
Do you know, it's insane to me. I know scammers are sacks of shit, but it's insane to me that they're getting money from it. So, it's not exactly, oh my God, why are they doing this? I don't understand. But it's just insane to me. For 5 years, you can keep it going. Do you know what I mean? Unless they take shifts. 1 year this guy, 1 year that guy. It's just insane to me. Like, you're not bored. I get it. You're getting money, but are you not bored? You don't have anything else to do, right?
Brienne?
Hey, Drew.
Hey, so we're going to meet with Barry
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yes.
And I just wanted to be prepared and have a good understanding of where his money has gone through crypto.
So we took all of the transactions that Barry had sent to us, and these were from his Cash App, and he had been sending it through crypto. What we had found was that the majority of the transactions were sent to several different exchanges.
Gotcha.
So for example, if I highlight this wallet here, this is the main wallet that Grace had asked him to send funds to for the last 4 years.
Gotcha.
And all of these funds transferred over to this main Binance exchange.
There's a ship in Star Wars that looks like this. I don't know if it's the X-Wing. It might be the X-Wing. I know it's not exactly an X shape, but it just looks like an X to me. Barry should make Grace an X so that he doesn't get scammed still. And I'm not going to lie to you. I need to go to the toilet right now. So we're actually going to cut here. And I'm going to stop the recording because my lentils and rice are catching up on me. Damn! Okay, I'm back now. And much like Barry's skull, you know, I'm empty inside now. Also, much like how I felt when I was cheated on. Traumatic humor to help you cope with the pain.
Wallet here.
This is intimidating.
Yeah, this is another wallet he had been sending funds to, obviously leading to all sorts of different exchanges.
This is all his money here too?
Yes, so that's why I want to zoom out so you can see everything.
Whoa.
You can't tell me that doesn't look like something from Star Wars right now.
This is great banter. It really is.
So many things on the screen. It looks like the solar system. Barry, what have you done here? Are you still playing on Sommer Ray, the sun? Are you still doing that with the solar system looking crypto thing? Come on.
It's pretty crazy. So when I zoom in and I highlighted and labeled each of these blue wallets are the deposit wallets, which are the wallets that Barry had been sending funds to. Once he sent the funds into these deposit wallets here, the money was then moved through these different transactions. And the majority of the transactions did land in different exchange wallets, which I've highlighted red. But what's crazy is that he's been depositing to these 3 different wallets and they all eventually led to this one main exchange.
It shows that he sent money here and then sent money to this wallet?
Exactly. So what this is he had been sending funds to each of these wallets. Once he sends funds to these wallets, whoever the owner is of this wallet takes the funds and transfers it. So this is the transfer here. And then the money proceeds into this wallet here. After that, the money breaks off into different amounts and it will move through these various transactions here. And so we typically see this when someone's trying to hide the funds, make it harder to locate where the original lump sum went. So they break it off into different transactions. So if I scroll out of this graph, you can see how many hundreds of transactions Barry had been sending throughout the 4 years he's been talking to Grace.
It's crazy.
I know, it's so many. We'll just have to share this with Barry when we meet with him.
Yeah.
He definitely
Let's
will
do it.
understand. Yeah.
When our search team looked into the money that Barry was sending to this crypto wallet, we were able to figure out that this person behind this fake profile could potentially be using Barry to launder money. Brienne stated that this is one of the biggest crypto graphs she had ever created. Stick around until the end to find out who Barry is really communicating with online.
Yeah.
We needed to warn Barry how dangerous it was to keep in contact with this person, but would he listen? If you're looking to contact us and you think you might need our help finding out who you're communicating with online, or maybe you need help breaking through to a friend or a family member, don't hesitate to reach out to our email, sharemystory@socialcatfish.com. We can help you find the answers you've been looking for.
Hey Barry, how's it going? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How you doing, Barry? Nice to finally meet you.
I get this guy sophisticated, and he's probably in his own mind. Why is he always wearing suits? In his house as well. Find it a bit odd. I don't know. Maybe it's not odd, but I mean, do you wear suits in your own house? Let me know.
Good to meet you.
Something that you mentioned while we've been investigating Grace for you is that prior to dating online, you didn't have a reason or a need to date because you were married.
This is a whole new world that I'm.
I think that's, how it should be. You shouldn't have a need to date if you're married. That is correct.
Getting educated too.
Are you prepared? How are you feeling?
I want to learn. I want to know the full story. I want to figure out how to not get into this again.
First thing, let's talk about the email address. Emails that have been created within the 6-month, 1-year mark. That's where we typically see emails are risky because they don't have any social media attached to that specific email. So there was no data that we can confirm through the email search.
She's been using that same email for the whole 5 years. So
it could also be that she doesn't use it for anything else but just the purpose to communicate with you. The next thing I want to talk about is the phone number. We actually looked into every single one of those phone numbers and we did find that each one is a VoIP phone number, which is an online internet phone number. Anyone can create one of these numbers for free, and they do this because they don't need to attach any personal information. And so for that reason, we weren't able to connect any specific personal data with any of these phone numbers.
I'm familiar with VoIP. Okay.
We did run a reverse address search on the address that Grace had sent you. We found a man by the name of James that owns the home, so there was no connection between this person that owns the home and Grace.
It's a big red flag that there's no data or social media behind any of these phone numbers or emails that you're speaking to. And in fact, this all kind of points to Grace being a scammer.
Yeah, I got that.
Brianna and the research team, they're going to give you some clarity on where your money is going.
So once you shared the Cash App information with me, I found hundreds of transactions over the course of 4 or 5 years. This is probably one of the craziest crypto research cases I've ever done. There were several wallet addresses involved. So every time that you were sending funds, it wasn't always...
What is that picture that they've used of him, by the way? Look at this. No way you could not find a better picture of him. They've done him extremely dirty there. I mean, he's done himself extremely dirty on multiple levels in this story. You couldn't get him like smiling or something. You had to get something. He looks drunk. He looks drugged. Hey, take this picture of me, Drew. Yeah, good.
Necessarily going to the same wallet. These people were sending money to you, you were receiving money through Cash App, and you were putting it into crypto. They were washing the money. They're taking the money and they were breaking it off and sending it to these different wallets, so that was harder to trace. It was really difficult to follow the funds because it kept breaking off into hundreds of different wallet addresses. All I saw over time was that they were washing the money. They were having you be their money mule, someone who receives money from people they don't know, sends money, transfers the money to other people, and they were washing it.
Damn, he's in the face again. I do want to mention that for the victims or potential victims who are less affluent, you don't have much money to give to the scammer, you can still be scammed because you will end up being a money mule. Now, in this case, I'm not sure if Grace told him, hey, you can make some money, because I don't think we got the full story because he was also sending money to someone else. We didn't really hear about that. But in the case that you are less affluent and you are being scammed, you can still be scammed. They'll offer you some type of get-rich scheme. I mean, the pyramid donnies, they are quite literally scammers anyway. Because if you're so rich and you're so good at what you do. Why do you need me? Why do you need me? But yeah, just in case anyone is wondering, you know, if you don't have that much money, how can you be scammed? That is how you end up becoming a money mule. My window is open. Genuinely, someone on the street could look up and what the weirdo. I am, and what?
Ooh, you're hard showing off.
All right, that's how. Come on now. That's
So
how.
we don't know if Grace is a man or a woman or where they are or anything.
It's a scammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they put you in a lot of debt. Not only have you sent this money, but you've also accumulated debt on top of the money that you've sent.
Yeah, I'm in the process of filing for bankruptcy right now. I can't understand how somebody can do this kind of thing and
Bro, you
have a conscience.
They don't, because quite literally, you could argue that they're machines. But as much as, yes, the scammer is a sack of shit, you are also at fault here. 5 years without meeting someone. Yeah, sure, I'm still sending money to you because why wouldn't you, right? Come on, Barry. I'm not forgetting your sledatory ways here as well, by the way. I'm not forgetting. Not forgetting. Editing H here once again. Also, let's, pick on the fact that he said, how can they, sleep with a conscience or whatever the hell he said there. You are in no place. Barry, you're in no place to talk about morals. Get a grip.
Well, there's a lot of money in it.
Just a job for them, I guess.
It is, yes.
I guess it's a combination of me wanting to believe it's true and so therefore ignoring some signs. And at the same time, kind of feeling, what if this person really is real and they're stuck over there in Afghanistan and they need my help? All of that kind of weighs on me,
Yeah, the manipulation.
Nothing to do with the fact that it's an extremely attractive young woman, no? None of that, no?
I've never talked to anyone online that didn't want either Bitcoin or a gift card.
What the hell then?
The one common thread that there seems to be is none of them can do FaceTime. They all say, oh, my phone's broke or, something. They can't do FaceTime. First gal I talked to after I got divorced, she sent me an email and a picture.
That's literally not even the same woman, by the way. Like, unless dyeing your hair a different color completely changes the structure of your face, I don't think Abigail is using the same picture here as the blonde woman.
Well, back then, I just thought if somebody sent you a picture, that was them, it was really them. So I talked to, probably quite a few, I don't know how many, maybe 5 or 6 people that I actually, sent money. The first one was over $200,000.
Oh, a lot, is it?
And that was a girl that claimed to be Tiffany Basto.
Oh, never mind. Then I thought Abigail was pretending to be Tiffany here. But you genuinely thought once again, look at Tiffany here. Look at Barry. Come on. Come on. So forgive me, Abigail. I thought, and dare I say I gave Barry too much credit, because I thought he researched the images and found out it was an actual person. But no, Tiffany was... or the scammer was pretending to be Tiffany. Whatever though, Barry, man. You've drained me. Like, quite literally, you've drained me. It's not fun, is it? It's not in a good way. Yeah, you can do things to yourself. E.g., I hope you stub your toe when you get in your home. It's late, you sack of...
Do we have any idea where this person is yet.
So Barry, you know, I've been
what are you
doing
gonna do?
several trackers. I've been
Hunt them
trying to
down?
get this person to click on the link, and every time they click on the link, they're using a VPN and it reflects Philadelphia. But I know that this person is not in Philadelphia.
How do you?
You know, on the one hand, whoever this is seems really smart.
No.
On the other hand, their English is not.
Their English is not the
What
best.
shit was that laugh? Like, what was that? You like some Wish.com kingpin from Spider-Man? What's wrong with you, bro? Why'd you do that? Their English is not. What's wrong with you? Are you breaking down here? What's happened? What just?
In the chats. However, you did mention before that when you used to get on voice calls with her that she didn't have an accent.
Yeah, I don't remember any accent when I talked to her on the phone. Yeah, I don't remember any kind of
confused
accent like a Nigerian or, you know, somebody from Africa.
Whoever this person was behind this profile did click on our IP tracker, but in this case, the VPN they were running got in the way of us pinpointing a location for this person. But we weren't done yet. We had even more to reveal to Barry.
So Barry, I know that you've done your own research and you ran reverse image searches on this person, but I want you to know that we also ran her images through our reverse image search. And
when I said earlier, I might have given him too much credit. Nah, you did do it, so kudos, but why are you... How are you here then? Because if you know how to reverse image search, maybe you found out after sending all the money.
Mr. Krabs, I am so confused.
is that this person's name is not Grace. The real person in these images is Sommer Ray. Sommer Ray is a huge influencer. She has this huge following on Instagram and TikTok, and we will be sharing all of this information with
Her bio on TikTok is "I'm not being serious." Preach. Preach, Summer. Preach. I wish the small group of people who come across my videos, I wish they could understand that as well. I have it in my bio 99.9% of the time or something. I'm not being serious. I wish people understood that. Either you don't understand my sarcasm, or you're just thick. Either way, get a grip of yourself.
be sharing all of this information with you.
These women that you're speaking to are not actually women. They're just scammers or, you know, groups of people that you don't want to be communicating with.
So these people are really professional. I mean, they're not amateurs at this.
No, they're not. And they've been using you over time to move money for them. And I don't want to scare you, Barry, but they put you in a really tough and dangerous position because of what you've been doing with the money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's shy himself.
Really, they were using you not only for your funds, but to possibly launder money.
What are you thinking? I can see that you're processing that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I guess I'm kind of even wondering, because on the one hand, I'd like to go report it to law enforcement or whatever, but then how much am I in danger? You know, if I do.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Barry, like I can't guarantee that things are gonna go smoothly for you.
Yeah, that's
You've been receiving money from people you don't know and you're putting it into crypto. And then
Donnie's filing for bankruptcy, right? His wife divorced him. He thinks 20-something-year-olds are chasing after him. He's spunked over 200,000 on women who he's never met. He's been in a relationship for 5 years with someone who's not even a real person, who he's never met. Thank you very much. That is genuinely so true. Vroom, vroom, indeed. Barry is on a highway to hell right now. I don't know the lyrics to that song, so I don't know if it's a positive song or not. but I don't care, I've remixed it. Barry's on the highway to hell. Now he's found out he could be arrested for his crimes. What a fall. What a fall from grace. Huh, Barry? Like, comment, and subscribe. Just because of that joke, please. Thank you very much. Definitely not cringe at all saying that. No, but genuinely, I'd be shitting myself. But, let's be honest. If you want to avoid all of these things, don't send money to people you don't know online.
They've been using it to wash. There's no guarantee we even know what the money's used for. It could be criminal activity, it could be anything. Your best bet is to just present this to the FBI and just let them know you've been a victim, you've been used. I hope you understand, I'm not trying to scare you. I just want to express the gravity of the situation here and how Grace has been using you after all this time and been putting you in a very tough situation. And I do suggest that you move forward and file a report with the FBI, just expressing to them that you've been a victim of an online romance scam. This person's been using you. This is what they had you do. And here's all the information on that.
Okay. This is all pretty sobering. I think I was in love with the idea of her, and I was hoping that it was true.
There it is. The idea of being with an extremely attractive younger woman. I'm glad you said it. You didn't say it explicitly, right? And direct. But I can infer what you mean by the idea.
You know, I was hoping that it was real. Now that I know that it's not, I feel more mixed emotions. A little sad, a little mad, kind of an empty feeling, kind of feeling a sad feeling. I'm an optimist, but I'm a realist too. And
really?
If it's not going anywhere, I just can't continue to invest emotionally and, you know, romantically in something that's not going anywhere.
Shut up. That's my face, Bree. Thank you very much. Just... What? A realist? Where exactly? Care to explain where? Huh? You look in the mirror and you say to yourself, realistically, yeah, I can pull this 27-year-old woman. Also, I'm not going to continue to invest in something that's not going anywhere, except for this 5-year relationship with a woman I've never FaceTimed, and she's been stuck in Afghanistan on an internship for the military for over 5 years, because that's realistic, isn't it, Mr. Realistic Man? Shut up, Barry. My joints clicked, by the way. I'm getting old, man.
Have you thought about dating someone your age?
I would like to find somebody that's at least within a few years of my age. You know, maybe a little younger, but not that much younger.
Editing age here. Dare I say might be a record how many times I've made an appearance. But whatever. Recording age don't pay me enough, but I'm going to keep injecting myself into the video. Not, you know, oh, police. Don't cue the meme. Editing age. Don't police meme help yourself. I want to say that when he says, oh, I'd like to find someone around my age or a little bit younger, shut the hell up, yeah? Man said, I'd like to find someone a little bit younger, then proceeds to go for someone over 50 years younger. But yes, that makes sense. You know when you're online dating, you know you can literally see the age of someone. You could also set preferences. I'm not sure what preferences you set, but I doubt you selected around your age. I'm just saying. And also, I'm not saying you have to like every single woman who is within your age, but I don't think you made the attempt. Can't fool me.
You at least had good taste. I know exactly who Sommer Ray is.
I said, I'm a guy. I'm guilty. You know, I like pretty ladies.
Shut the hell up. How about that? I don't care that we're sat here laughing about it. Drew, don't know what you was on about there, to be honest. Let's not encourage this behavior. Otherwise, we're going to get 70-plus-year-old men running around thinking they can pull 20-something-year-olds. Get a grip of yourselves here. Thank you very much. Didn't like that little bit there. I'm a man. What can I say? I'll tell you what I can say. Get a grip of yourself.
But is this an addiction for you?
Beautiful women?
Yes.
Now, look, I know sometimes, you know, some people, especially in the past, if you guys remember, some people will call me like a white knight, right? You know, someone who's like, if you guys remember the post of that guy calling me, I say things that women like to hear and PS like that. If me just being or wanting men to not be shitheads is me saying or doing things for the sake, you know, of women's ears and whatever the hell he was saying, I don't care, to be honest. This isn't funny. So, kind of enabling him right now. Yeah. Addiction. My addiction is beautiful women. Why are you laughing? You're going bankrupt, bro. Nothing's funny here. Like, you are incriminated right now. And you're laughing. I'm addicted to beautiful. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you know, my wife was beautiful when I met her.
You've been scammed several times.
And you were the same age. Do you see the difference? You probably don't, but I hope you do, watching this.
Throughout the last 4 or 5 years. And what has happened is that you are put on the list, and scammers have that list, and they know that Barry is willing to send money, which is why they keep approaching you with these different profiles, because they know that you'll be easily enticed to send money again.
Probably just delete all these apps and get off. Should I just delete Grace and
Yes, you should 100% cut off all communication with these people.
We suggest that you take the report that we've created with all the research and the cryptograph and file a report with the FBI.
Okay.
A woman in her 20s and 30s is not going to be hounding you online and asking you for money, especially models. So how can we fix the issue?
Yeah. How can we fix my brain, huh?
What about counseling?
Yeah, I feel like I need to get my head straight.
I'm not going to give myself credit here, but I kind of am, because how many times have I preached at the end of my commentaries or during my commentaries that a lot of these victims need counseling? And that question right there, how can we fix this issue with you? I'm glad he said, you know, he recognizing his brain needs fixing. But I'm glad also that the Catfish team have, you know, acted upon the necessity of getting to the root of the problem and not just, you've been scammed, see you later. I'm not saying that they got it from me. Just, can I, like, join or something? Let me run a UK division, man.
Any connection between you and your wife separating and then jumping into online dating?
I always say that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it has everything to do with that, because I was a virgin on my wedding night, and she's the only woman I've ever been with up to this point right now where I'm talking to you. You know, so I think I have to just go offline, get my life together, and meet somebody in a natural way that would be closer to my age. I gotta change what I've been doing, though. I know that.
Do you enjoy singing? That makes you happy? And
that's also another thing. I forgot he liked singing and stuff. Surely when he goes to these restaurants and stuff and he performs, surely there's people there who might tickle his fancy, huh? And they simultaneously also are tickled by his fancy. That's not a innuendo, by the way. Because if you dare describe sex as tickling someone's fancy, what's wrong with you? Just go sing, right? Go do, as I always say, whatever hobbies you do, whatever you like to do, just live your life. And the right person will come at the right time. You might even find someone doing the thing that you like. I think I said this earlier in this commentary as well. And then it'll just be even easier to bond and communicate with one another because you both like the same thing. You know, you'd think that is...
You know, I would love to hear Barry's voice. Would you, Drew?
Yeah.
No, Drew was absolute... Rewind there, right? I'm going to do it. F it. For the sake of average view duration. He was not listening at all, was he? Let's be honest.
Barry's voice.
Look.
Would you, Drew?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you, Drew? Oh, yeah. He has no idea what's going on. Drew is asleep. He wants to go home. I feel it in my bones.
I got a little something here I can try.
We're genuinely gonna hear him sing.
Baby, you don't know what it's like.
What is happening right now?
Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody, the way I love you.
I wouldn't, because I don't know what $200,000 love feels like. What do you think of his voice? I think it's all right. But what the hell am I watching? Huh? It's turned into X Factor. You know, on X Factor or America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, all of the shows. You know, when they have a sob story and it's like, oh, wow, I want this guy to go through now because of his sob story, right? They could stub their toe, like whoever the driver was. And you'll feel sorry for them. They'll play the dramatic music, right? Is this Barry's sob story that he's filing for damn bankruptcy? He's a criminal, technically. He's a bit of a sledditor. Let's not forget this, by the way. Let's not think, because they laughed about it and chalked it up as, oh, I'm a man, I love beautiful women. Shut up. Is this his sob story and now we're getting an audition? I'd press no.
Thank you for that.
Oh, that's it.
Sorry,
that wasn't
I
even
know, I
the
like
same
your
thing.
idea about staying offline. I mean, you enjoy singing. You could join a singing group near you.
Said that.
I mean, you have a beautiful voice.
Well,
sounds like you still like to go to church. I'm sure there's tons of singing groups.
Also, him being a part of a church, are you telling me there's literally no women around your age in church? I tell you right now, there probably is. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. You said it indirectly, but again, I really believe these younger, attractive women, that's the only reason.
Oh, I think you guys are awesome. I really do. I really appreciate. I know you guys have put in a lot of work, just to help me and to help others. I can't say enough about how much I appreciate it. I felt so alone in this whole process the last 5 years. It's really been great to feel like I've had somebody on my side, that you guys have been, on my side and helping me and working with me and really trying to help me get my life together here. So I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you, Barry.
You're welcome, Barry. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. Have a good day at work.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
At work? What's happened here?
We offered up counseling to Barry, but ultimately, it's up to him to take us up on our offer.
Yeah.
He is now focused on meeting women in person. We don't know yet if he's blocked all of the fake profiles that he's been communicating with, but we are going to find out. That's why you should join us this Friday for our live stream. We will go into further detail on Barry's online romance scams, find out if he's seeking therapy, and lastly, we'll educate him even more on internet scams. If you have been involved in a romance scam, don't forget to report it.
Report it, see it, say it, sorted. If you're from the UK, you know that phrase. By the way, regarding the live stream, if you've made it this far anyway, if you've made it this far, drop a cucumber emoji in the comments and I'll know. At least if I remember. If I forget and I see cucumber emojis and I'll think, what's going on here? Like, innuendo alert? No, but drop a cucumber emoji if you've made it to this point. Regarding the live streams, I cannot do them anymore because as they go into members only after 24 hours, I don't want any implications in the future that I have a free version on my channel that I've commentated over. Just because you never know, right? You never know what can pop up. And the Catfish team could say, hey, look, this is a paid, essentially, you should pay to watch this live stream now if you haven't seen it before. The fact that you have a free one, you know, I'm not saying they will say this, but it's best I just avoid it, just so everyone knows why I don't commentate on the live streams anymore. And sometimes, you know, most of the time anyway, nothing happens. But sometimes it does. But you guys let me know in the comments. So shout out you guys. Also, if you've made it this far and you've commented your cucumber emoji, Wednesday's episode, I made a pinned comment saying that I was feeling a bit rough, you know, fighting with my mind, as I said. I still am. It's not good. I feel like, you know, as I went toilet, it's ironic that I feel like poo. I don't know what's going on, but one of those times, I guess. But yeah, I mean, to anyone watching this and listening to this, whatever you may be fighting, keep going, right? There are times where I say to myself, maybe I should stop uploading, right? Maybe I should Casper, disappear, you know? And not in that sense. Although back in the day I used to feel very, you know, strongly and dark, those thoughts, but disappear in the sense of just get off of social media, right? A lot of the comments, I say they don't bother me, but, you know. But to everyone listening to this, just keep fighting, right? You're here, you're still here, which is a testament to how strong you actually are. And you can keep going even though it doesn't feel like you can. And I should maybe take my own advice, but I never do, actually. Which is, you could argue, is a toxic trait of mine. Anyway, what am I on about? What was the main take point from this? If you're damn well on the verge of bankruptcy, can we have some respect for ourselves and stop sending money to someone we've never met, especially after 5 years? That's ridiculous.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Let me know your thoughts, how you feel about Gary. Who's Gary? Barry. I've lost my head. I need to go and sleep. I'll see you guys next time. My God, what's happening? I got bodily functions happening all over. The playlist will be up here if you want to watch more. Something else scam related will be there if you want to watch that. Bye.
Nice.